the WOW signal. It lasted exactly 72 seconds. On August 15, 1977, astronomer Jerry Amon was scanning a printout from Ohio State's Big Ear radio telescope when he circled a sequence of characters and wrote WOW in the margin. The signal was so strong it maxed out the detection scale. It came from the direction of Sagittarius, matched the expected frequency for interstellar hydrogen, and then vanished. Never repeated. Scientists searched for decades. The design was perfect. A narrowband burst at 1,420 MHz, the exact frequency physicists had theorized an intelligent civilization might use to broadcast. The cost was the silence that followed. Every follow-up observation came back empty. The pivot is this. In 2017, astronomer Antonio Paris proposed it was caused by a passing comet releasing hydrogen gas. Other researchers push back hard. The debate is still live. What we can verify is that no confirmed explanation has ever fully satisfied the scientific community. The WOW signal remains the strongest candidate for an anomalous extraterrestrial radio source ever recorded, and it has never come back. The Bloop. In 1997, NOAA hydrophone arrays designed to track Soviet submarines picked up an ultra-low-frequency sound so powerful it was detected across 5,000 kilometers of open Pacific Ocean. Scientists called it the Bloop. It was louder than any known biological source. The frequency profile was organic. It rose and fell like something alive. For years, the leading theory was a massive unknown creature in the deep. The internet ran with it. Then NOAA revisited the recordings in 2012 and matched the Bloop's acoustic signature precisely to icequakes, the sound of large Antarctic ice shelves fracturing and grinding under pressure. The pivot is brutal. The most terrifying signal in ocean history turned out to be geology. But here is what lingers. The original detection was never wrong. Something genuinely unprecedented was recorded. The instruments were not malfunctioning. The collapse of the monster theory did not make the signal less real. It made the planet feel stranger. The UVB-76 Buzzer, tuned to 4,625 kHz on shortwave radio, and you will hear it right now. A monotonous buzzing tone repeating roughly 25 times per minute, broadcasting continuously from a station inside Russia since at least 1976. Occasionally a voice breaks through and reads a string of names and numbers. No government has officially explained it. Western analysts believe it is a Russian military dead-hand communication system. A channel kept open so that if Moscow goes silent, field commanders know something catastrophic has happened. The design is elegant and terrifying. Silence is the message. The buzzer's job is to never stop. When it does pause, the world pays attention. In 2010, it went quiet for an extended period and the internet erupted. The enemy pressure layer is NATO's signals intelligence, which has monitored every transmission for decades. What may have changed is the digital age. Thousands of civilian listeners now track the station in real time. It has never been fully decoded. It keeps buzzing, the Atacama Skeleton. In 2003, a tiny humanoid skeleton was found in Chile's Atacama Desert. It was 6 inches long, had an elongated skull, and only 10 pairs of ribs instead of 12. Researchers called it Atta. For years it circulated through UFO communities as proof of extraterrestrial biology. The design of the story was irresistible, a tiny alien-looking body with documented DNA. Then in 2018, a genomics team at UC San Francisco published a full analysis. Atta was human. A female fetus or premature infant with a cluster of rare bone development mutations, including ones affecting rib formation and skull shape. The pivot is that the mutations themselves were the real discovery. Several were previously unknown in medical literature. The cost was the loss of a cleaner narrative. The crackdown came from the scientific community, which criticized the original researchers for publishing findings on remains that Chilean law may have protected as a human burial. The skeleton was real. The mutations were real. The alien story was not. Fast radio bursts. In 2007, astronomers combing through archived data from the Parkes Observatory in Australia found a signal that lasted less than 5 milliseconds and released more energy than the Sun emits in 3 days. It had travelled billions of light years. They called it a fast radio burst. For years, scientists recorded only a handful. Then the CHIME telescope in Canada began cataloguing hundreds. Some repeat, most do not. The leading current explanation involves magnetars, neutron stars with magnetic fields so powerful they can crack their own crusts, releasing catastrophic bursts of energy. The pivot is the repeating ones. A repeating FRB from galaxy SDSSJ 015800.28 plus 654253 has fired in patterns that some researchers described as almost periodic. That word, periodic, sent theorists into overdrive. The enemy pressure is the sheer distance involved. These signals are so old and so far away that confirming any single explanation requires instruments we do not yet have. The mystery is structurally intact. The hum. In the early 1990s, residents of Taos, New Mexico began reporting a persistent low-frequency hum, audible only to some people. It caused headaches, nausea, and sleep disruption. Investigations by scientists from multiple universities found no definitive source. The Taos hum became famous, but it was not unique. Similar hums have been reported in Bristol, England, Windsor, Ontario, and dozens of other locations worldwide. Only 2 to 4% of people in affected areas can hear them. The design of the mystery is that the hum appears on no standard recording equipment. Researchers have proposed seismic microseisms, industrial machinery, infrasound from natural geological activity, and very low-frequency military communications. The pivot is Windsor. A 2011 investigation traced that hum to blast furnace activity at a Zug Island industrial facility across the river in Michigan. One hum solved. The others remain open. The cost is personal. Sufferers describe years of disrupted lives, while authorities find nothing to confirm. Perytons. For years, radio astronomers at the park's observatory detected strange millisecond signals they called perytons. They looked almost identical to genuine cosmic fast radio bursts. Scientists published papers. Theories multiplied. Then in 2015, a new interference monitor was installed at parks. It caught the source immediately. The perytons were being generated by researchers opening the microwave oven in the observatory break room before the timer finished. The pivot is what this reveals about signal detection science. Researchers had been publishing peer-reviewed papers about signals produced by impatient lunches. The cost was real, years of data contamination in a field where false positives carry enormous consequences. The crackdown was institutional. Parks updated its protocols. The story became a cautionary benchmark for the entire field of radio astronomy. The oven is presumably now used correctly, but the published papers exist permanently in the scientific record. The wow-like signal of 2016. In May 2016, a team monitoring a Russian telescope called Raytan 600 detected a strong signal appearing to originate from the direction of HD 95128, a sun-like star 95 light-years away. The signal was strong enough that the researchers quietly alerted the SETI community before going public. When the news leaked in August 2016, the response was immediate and global. Telescopes worldwide pivoted toward HD 95128. Nothing was found. The design of the panic was the star itself, a genuine solar analog with confirmed planetary candidates. The pivot is that the signal was never confirmed as extraterrestrial. Most analysts concluded it was likely terrestrial, interference possibly from a military satellite. The enemy pressure was the leak itself. The original team had explicitly asked for confidentiality while they investigated. The premature release forced rushed public statements and muddied the scientific record. The signal was real. The source was almost certainly not what anyone hoped, the Lorenz Attractor broadcast. In 1974, Carl Sagan and Frank Drake designed the Arecibo message and beamed it toward the globular cluster M13 25,000 light-years away. It encoded a pixelated image of a human, the structure of DNA and basic mathematics. The signal was sent once. It will not arrive for 25,000 years, but in 2001 a formation appeared in a crop field near the Chilbolton Radio Telescope in England, a pixelated reply that mirrored the Arecibo format but with alterations, a different DNA structure, a different face, a different solar system. Scientists confirmed it was a hoax. Skilled human artists made it. The pivot is what the hoax revealed about public hunger for contact. The formation was so technically accurate that it required genuine knowledge of the original message's encoding scheme. Whoever made it had done their homework. The cost was that it briefly consumed legitimate scientific attention. The crackdown was swift debunking. The longing it exposed has never been debunked. The Skyquakes. Since the 18th century, coastal communities worldwide have reported cannon-like booms from clear skies with no visible source. They are called mist puffers in Belgium, Barisal guns in Bangladesh, and Seneca guns along the American East Coast. In 2019, a series of loud, unexplained booms rattled windows across the Carolinas. The U.S. Geological Survey detected no seismic activity. No military exercises were confirmed in the area. The design of the mystery is that skyquakes appear across centuries and continents, with consistent descriptions but no consistent explanation. Proposed causes include methane explosions from ocean, sediment, sonic booms from classified aircraft, atmospheric ducting of distant industrial sounds, and shallow fault slippage too small to register as earthquakes. The pivot is that some skyquakes have been retroactively linked to bolide events, meteors exploding in the upper atmosphere. The cost is ongoing. Communities report real acoustic events. Official explanations remain provisional. The booms keep coming. The Magnetar SGR 1806-20. On December 27, 2004, a Magnetar 50,000 light-years away released a burst of energy in 0.2 of a second that exceeded the output of the Sun over 250,000 years. The pulse physically compressed Earth's ionosphere from that distance. It was the most energetic event ever recorded from outside our solar system. The design of a magnetar is almost incomprehensible, a neutron star the size of a city with a magnetic field 1 quadrillion times stronger than Earth's. When its crust cracked, the energy release was instantaneous and total. The pivot is the ionosphere compression. Scientists confirmed it using sudden changes in low-frequency radio propagation, the same systems used to detect nuclear detonations. The enemy pressure is proximity. If SGR 1806-20 were 10 light-years away instead of 50,000, records suggest the event would have triggered a mass extinction. The transformation is in how astronomers now classify magnetar flares as a confirmed mechanism behind certain fast radio bursts. One signal, multiple mysteries resolved. The alien megastructure star. In 2015, citizen scientists working through the Planet Hunters project flagged a star catalogued as KIC 846-2852, later nicknamed Tabby's star. It dimmed by up to 22% in irregular patterns. No known planet transit causes that kind of dimming. Astronomer Tabitha Boyajian published the findings. The internet immediately proposed an alien megastructure, a Dyson sphere under construction. The design of the hypothesis was scientifically legitimate, enough that SETI pointed radio telescopes at it. No signals were found. In 2018, follow-up photometric analysis showed the dimming was wavelength dependent, meaning dust, not solid structures, was the likely culprit. A swarm of cometary debris or a disrupted planetary body became the leading explanation. The pivot is that the star is still dimming in ways that are not fully explained. The dust hypothesis fits much of the data. It does not fit all of it. Tabby's star remains under active observation. The megastructure is gone. The anomaly is not. What connects all of these is not aliens or conspiracies or bad science. It is the gap. The space between a real, documented signal and a complete explanation. Every one of these cases was taken seriously by serious people. Every one of them changed how we build instruments, design protocols, or define what counts as evidence. The signals were real. What they meant is still, in more cases than you might expect, genuinely open. That gap is where science actually lives.